always feels very awkward for me to be in front of an audience or in the spotlight. It doesn't come all that naturally.
So why do it?
I don't know.
Meg Ryan, America's sweetheart, seemed to vanish from the limelight just as quickly as she captured it. Her rise to fame was meteoric, starring in beloved rom-coms like When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle. However, her career took a nosedive amidst personal scandals and a string of box office flops. Despite her bubbly on-screen persona, Ryan faced intense scrutiny over her alleged affair with Russell Crowe and the fallout from her divorce with Dennis Quaid. And it's beyond imagination that a single infamous interview could mark a turning point in her public image. Let's get into the secrets behind Meg Ryan's disappearance from the spotlight. Meg Ryan, America's sweetheart with that signature smile and sparkling eyes, wasn't always a Hollywood darling. She grew up in Fairfield, Connecticut, with her two sisters, Dana and Annie, and her brother Andrew. Her parents, Susan, a former actress and English teacher, and Harry, a math teacher, instilled in her a love for learning and the arts. Meg was raised Catholic and attended St. Pius X Elementary School in Fairfield. But her life took a turn when her parents divorced in 1976, leaving her to navigate the challenges of adolescence with a broken family. Despite the personal upheaval, Meg excelled in school, graduating from Bethel High School in 1979. She then pursued a degree in journalism, first at the University of Connecticut and later at New York University. But even while studying, she couldn't resist the allure of acting. To earn some extra cash, she appeared in television commercials and even landed a role on the soap opera As the World Turns. It was during this time that she adopted the stage name Meg Ryan, using her maternal grandmother's maiden name to avoid confusion with another actress. Following her film debut in director George Cukor's final film, Rich and Famous, in 1981, Meg Ryan continued to build her acting resume with a variety of roles on both the big and small screen. She joined the cast of the daytime drama As the World Turns from 1982 to 1984, playing Betsy Stewart, a character involved in a popular romantic storyline. During the early 1980s, Ryan also starred in television commercials for brands like Burger King and Aim toothpaste, showcasing her versatility and charm in front of the camera. She landed several small roles in TV shows and films, appearing in Charles in Charge, Armed and Dangerous, and Amityville 3D. Her performance in the independent film Promised Land, 1987, earned her critical recognition and her first Independent Spirit Award nomination. In 1986, Ryan took on a small but memorable role as Carol Bradshaw, the wife of Naval Flight Officer Nick Goose Bradshaw, in the blockbuster hit Top Gun. Her scenes with Anthony Edwards, who played Goose, were so memorable that they were even reprised in the 2022 sequel Top Gun Maverick through flashbacks, highlighting the emotional impact of Goose's death on Maverick and his relationship with Goose's son, Rooster. Ryan's career continued to gain momentum as she starred alongside her future husband, Dennis Quaid, in the 1987 sci-fi comedy Inner Space. They would go on to co-star in two more films, the crime thriller DOA, 1988, and the neo-western Flesh and Bone, 1993. In 1988, she also shared the screen with Sean Connery and Mark Harmon in the action thriller The Presidio, further solidifying her status as a rising star in Hollywood. These diverse roles showcased Ryan's versatility and range as an actress, paving the way for her eventual breakthrough in the romantic comedy genre. In 1989, Ryan starred in the romantic comedy movie When Harry Met Sally with Billy Crystal. She did really well in her role as Sally Albright. She even got nominated for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, Comedy or Musical. In one memorable scene, she acts out how a woman can easily pretend to have an orgasm while at Katz's Delicatessen in New York City. After making her mark in various genres, Meg Ryan's career took a romantic turn when she starred in Oliver Stone's 1991 film, The Doors. This biopic about the iconic rock band was moderately successful, but it was her next role that would truly solidify her status as a rom-com queen. In the enchanting 1992 film Prelude to a Kiss, Ryan took on a whimsical role as a young bride whose soul is mysteriously swapped with an old man on her wedding day. While the film wasn't a box office hit, it showcased Ryan's ability to embody quirky and endearing characters. The following year, in 1993, Ryan reunited with Tom Hanks for the beloved romantic comedy Sleepless in Seattle. This heartwarming story about a widowed father and a journalist who fall in love through a radio talk show became an instant classic. It was their second collaboration after the 1990 film Joe vs. the Volcano, which, while not a commercial success at the time, later gained a cult following. Sleepless in Seattle was a massive hit, earning critical acclaim and 2 Golden Globe nominations, including one for Ryan for Best Actress in a Motion Picture Comedy or Musical. This film cemented her reputation as a rom-com queen, her on-screen chemistry with Hanks becoming the stuff of legends. Interestingly, Ryan was offered the lead role of FBI agent Clarice Starling in the 1991 thriller The Silence of the Lambs, but she turned it down due to its graphic and violent nature. In 1994, Meg Ryan took a bold step away from her usual bubbly rom-com roles to tackle a more serious and challenging character in the drama When a Man Loves a Woman. She played Alice Green, a high school counselor battling alcoholism, a role that was a far cry from the charming and quirky characters she was known for. The film, also starring Andy Garcia, explored the devastating impact of addiction on a family and a marriage. Ryan's performance as Alice was a revelation. She delved deep into the emotional turmoil of a woman struggling with addiction, showcasing a vulnerability and raw honesty that surprised and captivated audiences. Critics praised her roller coaster role, and Variety magazine hailed the film as a first-class production with fine performances and an unflinching script. The film was a major success, grossing $50 million in the US alone, and it earned Ryan a nomination for a Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Leading Role. This dramatic turn in her career proved that Ryan was more than just a rom-com queen. She was a versatile actress capable of tackling complex and emotionally charged roles. In the same year, Ryan returned to her comfort zone with the romantic comedy IQ. This lighthearted film, directed by Fred Schapisi, starred Ryan alongside Tim Robbins as a mechanic who falls in love with a Princeton doctoral candidate. The quirky love story, which also featured Walter Matthau as Albert Einstein, was a charming and heartwarming hit. Ryan's success in both dramas and comedies solidified her status as a leading lady in Hollywood. She was recognized with Harvard's Hasty Pudding Woman of the Year award and named one of the 50 most beautiful people in the world by People magazine. Meg Ryan's reign as the queen of romantic comedies reached its zenith in 1995. Critic Richard Corliss even dubbed her the current soul of romantic comedy, a testament to her undeniable charm and ability to captivate audiences with her heartwarming performances. That year, she starred in French Kiss, a delightful comedy that perfectly catered to her America's sweetheart image. The film, directed by Lawrence Kasdan and co-starring Kevin Kline, was a charming tale of a woman who travels to France to win back her fiancé, only to find love in unexpected places. Ryan's performance was as bubbly and endearing as ever, solidifying her place as the go-to actress for romantic comedies. Her ability to portray relatable characters with a mix of humor, vulnerability, and charm made her a fan favorite and a box office draw. That same year, Ryan received the prestigious Women in Film Crystal Award, a recognition of her significant contributions to the entertainment industry. The award celebrates women who have helped to expand the role of women within the entertainment industry, and Ryan's success in the male-dominated world of Hollywood made her a worthy recipient. In 1996, Meg Ryan took a dramatic departure from her usual rom-com roles and starred as a helicopter pilot in the war drama Courage Under Fire. This intense film, about a military investigation into a female pilot's heroism during the Gulf War, was a critical and commercial success. It showed a different side to Ryan, proving she could handle intense dramatic roles with depth and nuance. The following year, Ryan lent her voice to the animated film Anastasia, playing the titular character, a young woman who discovers her true identity as a Russian princess. The movie was a heartwarming hit, filled with catchy songs and a captivating story. In 1997, Ryan returned to her comedic roots with Addicted to Love, a dark comedy about two jilted lovers who plot revenge on their exes. It was a departure from her usual America's sweetheart roles, showcasing a more vengeful and cynical side to her acting. The year 1998 was a big one for Ryan. She starred in two successful films: City of Angels, a romantic fantasy about an angel who falls in love with a human, and You've Got Mail, a charming rom-com where she reunited with Tom Hanks. City of Angels was a box office hit, earning nearly $200 million worldwide, while You've Got Mail earned Ryan her third Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress in a Motion Picture Comedy or Musical, and raked in over $250 million globally. But that wasn't all. Ryan also appeared in the drama Hurly-Burly with Sean Penn, a film that explored the dark side of Hollywood and the lives of its troubled inhabitants. This role allowed Ryan to delve into a more complex and dramatic character, showcasing her versatility as an actress. Meg Ryan's career in the late 1990s was a testament to her ability to seamlessly transition between genres and roles. She continued to captivate audiences with her charm, talent, and undeniable on-screen presence. Meg Ryan kicked off the new millennium with a role in Hanging Up, a family comedy drama directed by Diane Keaton. In the film, Ryan played one of three sisters who reconnect while dealing with their grumpy, ailing father. The movie also starred Lisa Kudrow and Walter Matthau, but despite the impressive cast, it was met with lackluster reviews from critics. In the same year, Ryan starred in the action thriller Proof of Life alongside Russell Crowe. She played the worried wife of a kidnapped engineer, relying on a professional negotiator played by Crowe to rescue her husband. The film achieved moderate success at the box office, but it was overshadowed by the real-life drama unfolding between Ryan and Crowe. Tabloids went wild with rumors of an affair between the two actors, which ultimately led to the demise of Ryan's 9-year marriage to Dennis Quaid. This scandal tarnished Ryan's America's sweetheart image and drew significant media attention, overshadowing the film itself. Even the New York Times critic, Stephen Holden, noted that the on-screen chemistry between Ryan and Crowe was lacking, adding another layer of critique to the film. The combination of mixed reviews and the media frenzy surrounding Ryan's personal life ultimately overshadowed the film's modest success. While Proof of Life may not be remembered as one of Ryan's greatest performances, it marked a turning point in her career, both personally and professionally. In 2001, Ryan returned to her romantic comedy style with the movie Kate and Leopold, acting alongside Hugh Jackman. The story is about a British duke who travels through time from 1876 to the present-day New York, where he falls in love with a successful market researcher. The movie, directed by James Mangold, received mixed to positive reviews. The film was a mostly charming and entertaining story, according to Lael Lowenstein from Variety. Kate and Leopold became Ryan's highest-grossing film of the decade, earning a total of $70 million. In 2003, Ryan chose a different kind of role, starring in the erotic thriller In the Cut, with Mark Ruffalo and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Originally, Nicole Kidman was cast in the lead role, but she dropped out after 5 years, leaving the part to Ryan. This movie included a long and explicit love scene, which was a first for the actress. Despite getting attention for her acting choices, the film wasn't well received by critics and only made $23 million at the box office. During a promotional interview for In the Cut on Michael Parkinson's talk show, Parkinson, Meg Ryan found herself in one of the most infamous moments in talk show history. The interview quickly turned awkward as Parkinson questioned her about filming nude scenes in the movie. Ryan, clearly offended by the line of questioning, seemed disinterested and responded with curt one-word answers. When Parkinson asked what she would do in his position, Ryan bluntly suggested, "Wrap it up," causing an uncomfortable laugh from the audience. The exchange was cringeworthy, with Ryan appearing annoyed and dismissive of Parkinson's attempts to engage her in conversation. 3 years after the interview aired, Ryan explained that she felt Parkinson was judging her for the nudity in the film and that she had tried to respectfully disagree with his views. Parkinson eventually apologized in 2021 for losing his temper during the interview, but he also maintained that Ryan's behavior contributed to the tension. The Parkinson interview became a viral sensation, with many criticizing Ryan for her perceived rudeness and lack of professionalism. However, others defended her, arguing that Parkinson's questions were inappropriate and sexist. Continuing to challenge her America's sweetheart image, Meg Ryan took on a role far removed from her usual romantic comedies in 2004's Against the Ropes. She played Jackie Callan, a real-life boxing manager who broke barriers in the male-dominated world of professional boxing. The film, a fictionalized sports drama, showcased Ryan's grit and determination as she portrayed a woman fighting for respect in a tough industry. Despite Ryan's strong performance, the film failed to impress critics and audiences alike. It grossed less than $6 million in the US and was criticized for its similarities to other boxing movies, particularly the Rocky series. This setback, combined with the previous box office disappointments, marked a turning point in Ryan's career. After a 3-year hiatus from acting, Ryan returned to the big screen in 2007 with a more indie vibe. She starred in John Kasdan's film In the Land of Women, playing Sarah Hardwick, a mother and wife battling breast cancer. This emotional drama focused on her character's connection with her neighbor's grandson, played by Adam Brody, as she navigates the complexities of her illness and her relationships. While the film received mixed reviews, Ryan's performance was praised by critics like Kenneth Turan of the Los Angeles Times, who called it her best work in forever. The film also performed moderately well at the box office, surpassing its budget of $10 million. 2008 marked a low point in Meg Ryan's film career. Her first release of the year, The Deal, a satirical comedy about Hollywood, failed to make it to theaters and went straight to DVD. The film, starring Ryan alongside William H. Macy, was panned by critics, with one reviewer noting that the characters were having more fun than the audience. That same year, another one of Ryan's films, My Mom's New Boyfriend, also went straight to DVD. This action comedy, starring Colin Hanks, Selma Blair, and Antonio Banderas, was even less well received, with critics calling it a complete disaster. These 2 consecutive direct-to-DVD releases were a harsh reality check for Ryan. After years of starring in box office hits, her films were now struggling to even find a place in theaters. This downward spiral was a testament to the fickle nature of Hollywood and the changing tastes of audiences. Meg Ryan rounded out a tumultuous 2008 with a role in The Women, a remake of the classic 1939 film. This all-female ensemble cast featured big names like Annette Bening, Deborah Messing, and Jada Pinkett Smith. Ryan played a wealthy woman whose husband strays with a younger shopgirl, played by Eva Mendes. The movie was a gossip-fueled drama about the lives of Manhattan socialites. Ironically, despite the initial struggles to get the film made due to financing issues, Ryan was the first actress to sign on to the project. However, the film ultimately became an independent production with a modest budget of $18 million. Upon its release, The Women was met with a disastrous critical reception. Richard Schickel of Time magazine even called it one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Ouch! But surprisingly, the film performed well at the box office, becoming Ryan's most successful film since 2001's Kate and Leopold, grossing $50 million worldwide. This unexpected box office success, despite the scathing reviews, showed that Ryan still had some star power left. In 2009, Meg Ryan returned to her comedic roots with the independent film Serious Moonlight. Starring alongside Kristen Bell and Justin Long, the film was directed by Cheryl Hines and based on a screenplay by the late Adrian Shelley. Ryan played Louise, a high-powered lawyer who discovers her husband's infidelity and takes drastic measures to keep him from leaving. The film was picked up by Magnolia Pictures but received a limited release in North America, grossing less than $150,000 worldwide. Critics were divided on the film's merits, with some praising its dark humor and others criticizing its far-fetched plot. However, Ryan's performance was generally well received, with critics noting her terrific portrayal of a woman pushed to her limits. Despite the mixed reception, Serious Moonlight showcased Ryan's willingness to take on unconventional roles and explore different genres. It was a reminder that she was more than just the girl-next-door rom-com queen. She could also tackle dark comedy with wit and charm. In the same year, Ryan made a memorable guest appearance on the 7th season of the hit comedy series Curb Your Enthusiasm. Known for its improvised dialogue and cringeworthy humor, the show was a perfect fit for Ryan's comedic talents. The early 2010s brought a series of near misses for Meg Ryan's career. Several projects she was attached to, including the ensemble drama Lives of the Saints and a film adaptation of the novel Angel, never got off the ground. In 2011, she was set to make her directorial debut with Into the Beautiful, a film described as a modern-day Big Chill about old friends reuniting. But it, too, never materialized. It seemed like bad luck was following her around. Despite these setbacks, Ryan continued to explore different avenues in the entertainment industry. In 2012, she appeared in a PBS documentary called Half the Sky, turning oppression into opportunity for women worldwide. This inspiring series highlighted the stories of women and girls overcoming adversity and fighting for change, a topic that clearly resonated with Ryan. That same year, she lent her voice to an audiobook recording of William Saroyan's classic novel, The Human Comedy. It was a departure from her usual on-screen work, but it showcased her ability to bring stories to life through her voice. In 2013, there was a glimmer of hope for Ryan's return to television. She was set to produce and star in a new comedy for NBC about a former hotshot New York editor. But once again, the project was scrapped before it could even get off the ground. It was another disappointment for Ryan, but she wasn't one to give up easily. After taking another break from the spotlight for 4 years, Meg Ryan returned to the screen in 2013, reuniting with her hanging-up co-star Lisa Kudrow for the improvisational comedy series Web Therapy. Ryan filmed 5 episodes, showcasing her comedic timing and ability to think on her feet. The following year, she lent her voice to the pilot episode of How I Met Your Dad, a female-centric spin-off of the hit sitcom How I Met Your Mother. While the pilot generated buzz, CBS ultimately decided not to move forward with the series, leaving fans disappointed and Ryan without a major TV comeback. In 2015, Ryan appeared in the independent comedy film Fangirl, a heartwarming story about a teenage girl's passion for filmmaking. The film premiered at the Los Angeles Film Festival, marking Ryan's return to the big screen after a few years of absence. But Ryan's biggest career move in 2015 was stepping behind the camera for the first time as a director. She helmed the drama film Ithaca, based on William Saroyan's novel The Human Comedy. The film, set in World War II-era California, explored themes of family, loss, and coming of age. Ryan even starred in the film alongside a talented cast, showcasing her versatility as both an actress and a director. After a long hiatus from directing, Ryan returned in 2023 with the romantic comedy What Happens Later, where she also starred alongside David Duchovny. This film, based on the play Shooting Star by Stephen Dietz, explored the reconnection of 2 former lovers after years apart. Despite her reign as the queen of romantic comedies in the 80s and 90s, Meg Ryan's films in the 2000s failed to capture the same magic, both critically and commercially. The once reliable box office draw found herself facing a string of disappointments. Hanging Up, a comedy drama about 3 sisters dealing with their aging father, managed to earn a modest $36 million at the box office, a far cry from her earlier successes. Later that year, the kidnapping thriller Proof of Life quickly fizzled out in theaters, leaving little impact on audiences or critics. While Kate and Leopold, a time-travel romance with Hugh Jackman, performed relatively well with $47 million in earnings, it was overshadowed by the dismal box office numbers of subsequent films like In the Cut, Against the Ropes, and In the Land of Women. Not only were audiences turning away from Ryan's films, but critics were also unimpressed. The Rotten Tomatoes scores for her movies during this period ranged from a dismal 12% to a mediocre 50%, indicating a lack of critical acclaim for her choices. The situation worsened with her next two films, My Mom's New Boyfriend and The Deal, which bypassed theaters altogether and went straight to DVD. This was a major blow for a star of Ryan's caliber, signaling a decline in her box office appeal and a shift in her career trajectory. Meg Ryan's transition from beloved rom-com queen to a less prominent figure in Hollywood wasn't just about box office flops. Personal drama played a significant role in her career's decline. In the early 2000s, rumors of an affair with her proof-of-life co-star, Russell Crowe, while still married to Dennis Quaid, tarnished her America's sweetheart image. Ryan initially remained silent on the matter, allowing the tabloids to spin a narrative of a messy divorce and infidelity. This led to a backlash against her, as her actions didn't align with the wholesome image she had cultivated. However, in 2008, Ryan finally opened up about the situation, revealing that Quaid had been unfaithful to her for a long time, causing her immense pain. While the divorce was undoubtedly difficult, the intense media scrutiny surrounding it ultimately liberated Ryan from the pressure of maintaining her America's sweetheart persona. She realized that she no longer had to care about what people thought and could live her life on her own terms, away from the prying eyes of the tabloids. Ryan found that defending herself only fueled the gossip mill, and she decided to focus on her personal life rather than engage with the media's sensationalized narrative. The pressures of fame also contributed to Ryan's withdrawal from Hollywood. She admitted in a 2016 interview that she was a terrible celebrity who couldn't handle the constant attention and judgment that came with being a public figure. The rise of social media only amplified this feeling as she felt overwhelmed by the scrutiny and negativity that permeated the online world. Another factor that may have influenced Ryan's career trajectory was the absence of her father. She revealed in a 2019 interview that she never had a relationship with her father, who left the family when she was a teenager. This lack of a paternal figure could have contributed to her insecurities and difficulties navigating the complexities of fame and relationships. The devoted fans of How I Met Your Mother were ecstatic when CBS announced a spin-off series titled How I Met Your Dad, featuring Meg Ryan as the narrator. It seemed like a perfect fit, given Ryan's iconic status as the queen of romantic comedies. The show promised a fresh perspective on the beloved formula, exploring how a woman met the father of her children. However, in a shocking turn of events, CBS unexpectedly passed on the show, dashing Ryan's hopes for a TV comeback. It was a surprising decision that left fans disappointed and raised questions about the network's reasoning. Despite this setback, Ryan's absence from Hollywood wasn't due to a lack of interest or opportunities. She simply chose to prioritize her family life. After nearly 40 years in show business, she needed a break from the spotlight to focus on raising her children. Ryan, often spotted in New York City with her daughter Daisy, embraced her role as a mother, finding fulfillment in attending school events and dance lessons with her child. A friend of Ryan's shared with Closer Weekly that she was an incredibly dedicated parent who always put her children's needs first. This focus on family life grounded her and provided her with a sense of purpose outside of her acting career. While taking a break from Hollywood might seem risky for an actress, Ryan's decision was a conscious one, driven by her love for her family and her desire to create a stable and nurturing environment for her children. Meg Ryan's love life has been a whirlwind of romance, just like the character she played on screen. In 1991, she married fellow actor Dennis Quaid, and they welcomed their son, Jack Quaid, a year later. However, their love story wasn't meant to last, and they announced their separation in 2000, finalizing their divorce in 2001. During the filming of Proof of Life in 2000, sparks flew between Ryan and her co-star Russell Crowe. Their on-set romance became a tabloid sensation, adding fuel to the fire of her already tumultuous divorce from Quaid. In 2006, Ryan embarked on a new chapter in her life by adopting a 14-month-old baby girl from China, whom she named Daisy True. It was a heartwarming decision that showed her love for children and her desire to build a family. But Ryan's romantic journey wasn't over yet. In 2010, she began dating American singer-songwriter John Mellencamp. Their relationship was on again, off again for several years, with a brief split in 2014. They rekindled their romance in 2017, and in 2018, Ryan excitedly announced their engagement. However, their love story took another unexpected turn when they called off the engagement in October 2019. Meg Ryan's love life has been filled with ups and downs, much like the characters she's portrayed in her films. While some relationships may have ended in heartbreak, she has always embraced love and family with open arms. Her journey as a mother and her pursuit of happiness continue to inspire and captivate fans around the world.